Ooh, we got a show in store for y'all tonight. Thank y'all for tuning in to Sports After Dark After Hours. We have the multimedia personality, journalist, storyteller, analyst. I mean, just all Miss Terrika Foster-Brasby. She's in the building. We doing this straight interview style. I got my guy Lou. I got my shooter to the left of me. We're going to do this straight interview style. You are in the hot seat tonight, sis. But I know if I know you like I think I know you, you're going to be able to handle it. Let's tap into Sports After Dark, y'all.
To be honest, I'm Giannis inside of game 6. Dropping 50 and dunking over your main. Earnhardt Jr. when I'm deciding the lane switch. Tell them people that I'm on top of the game. Manifested my future by spewing all of my pain. Carry my own umbrella, surviving treacherous rain. Landed on higher learner, matriculating the bigger earners. So after dark helps you to find your purpose. And find what work is, and find the surface. When deeper in it, I'm heavy with ashes, burning curses. Built up our name so forever we reign, it's us we working. Ain't tripping off your affiliation, we welcome verses. In lieu of playing, we saying our way to sign a merchant. Then personal seats in the meet and greets with our favorite person. Link with DG, he the T for KC, we do it right. So after dark from the mic to your heart, the Hollywood night.
Never gets old, never gets old. Again, welcome to Sports After Dark After Hours. I'm your host, Ashley Baker. As I mentioned, I got my guy, C. Lou, got my shooter. And again, Miss Terrika Foster-Brasby. Thank you for joining the show, sis. It's been a long time coming.
I know, it's been forever. I feel like we ain't really kicked it in like a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Damn, I can't even remember. Man, it's probably been like almost 2 years.
It's been some years.
You've been busy down.
It's been some years, but I mean, if we being real, I probably talk to Luke more than I talk to all y'all because during football season, we neck and neck.
Well, yeah, I can imagine. You got to share some type of bond, trauma-wise together with somebody.
Hey, come on now, relax.
Wait, see.
It ain't no trauma.
You're doing there. You're talking about
doing
trauma
too much.
with that jersey hanging up in the background.
You see it. Actually, it's not a good thing right now, so we're not even going to get into that. Look, we appreciate y'all for tapping in. If you are watching on the YouTube channel, please like, share, and subscribe. Kick it to your folks to subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you go and grab some Sports After Dark merch. It's in the link tree. It's on the link tree link in all of the bios on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. It's everywhere. Anywhere you need to find the merch, the link tree is there. Go and follow all of the pages. Just make sure that you are tapped in. And of course, Terrika, we're going to have you plug and play everywhere that folks can find you at the end of the show. Fellas, it's been a minute since we did After Hours. How y'all feeling?
It's been a while.
Yeah, Lou got a new look, shooter.
Lou got a new look. Good 2 weeks. Yeah, that's Lou Knight, not Suge Knight. That's Lou Knight.
I had to do the baldy, man. You know, I found out some things, and I had to let it go.
Oh man, Ludini. I might have to call you that.
Man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's what I'm saying. It's cool. Appreciate
Ludini
y'all.
is crazy.
Yeah. We might have to.
That's just saying.
Yeah, no, we have to call you Ludini. New look Lou. That's cool. Oh my God, these bars is flowing tonight.
Yo, they coming out.
Oh, did you hear that? I might be showing off because Terrika on here tonight. Yeah, that's crazy. Terrika, you are something else, sis. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all a quick little background story on Terrika. Terrika was definitely locked in when I first met her. Easily one of my mentors, has always been encouraging, has always answered the bell whenever I need her or call for her. This is big sis for real. But when I met her, I mean, she on a whole nother planet right now. Like sis did, like for real. Like you was on a planet, but you might be in another galaxy at this point. I'm not even gonna lie to you, sis. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I hope you've been telling people when I blow up, don't show up. I hope you've been telling people that.
I really need Ashley to be like just writing all of these lyrics for me, like so that I can like give them to folks to introduce me and stuff, because that's lit. But I'm the same old
yeah. No, you're definitely the same OT. But you definitely are doing your thing. Just really quick, I want you to just kind of I don't want you to have to give us like your entire journey or anything like that, but just how happy are you in life right now with what you're doing personally? You know, you got hubby, cooking competitions, getting good cooked food meals every night. You know what I'm saying? On CBS. Talk to us.
I'm living, y'all. Like I'm happy right now. Like I go to bed when I want to. I wake up when I want to. Like that might not mean a lot to some folks, but like to know that I don't have to like punch a clock for real. It's just this is my day. This is what I do. And I feel good about that. Like I'm in a good place. I just bought a house in March. Like
congratulations.
I'm feeling like we're feeling really good right now. So yeah, like life is good. It was a I don't want to say it was a struggle, but it took some work to get here. It took a grind to get here. And you know, as you've seen the grind, so you already know like it took a lot of networking, a lot of connections, a lot of hustling, a lot of working for free when I ain't want to, like y'all was tripping. So like it took a hustle to get here, but like now that I got my foot on the gas, I just want to keep going and not let up. You know what I mean? Like I'm forever grateful for everybody that's continued to support me, that, you know, put up with my shenanigans. Like I said, it don't matter how many interviews I do or where I am or what network you see me on. I'm the same old T from Detroit. That ain't gonna never change.
If you could give a quick nugget as to one piece of advice you would give individuals that are looking to build a platform, looking to establish a brand, looking to in that season of grinding for free so you can, you know, reap the benefits later, what nugget or what piece of advice would you give?
Well, listen, my grinding for free don't mean get played. Don't be out here giving away all your goodies for nothing. Like you can give them a little something to be like, I'm about my business, but don't give them all the goodies for free. Now you got to have some of it for yourself. But I would just say, like, the main thing that I always say is just don't lose your authenticity in all of it. No matter what you're doing, no matter who you are, like don't lose who you are for a check. Don't lose who you are for the notoriety, because social media shifts like the wind. You know what I mean? Being popular today, you could be getting dragged tomorrow. Don't, you know what I mean? Just don't lose who you are. Be able to go to sleep at night and feel good about that, because you know that you've done the right thing, that you said the right things, that you have been true to who you are the entire time. So, you know, if somebody wants you to do something or, you know, offer you something and it don't feel right, don't sit right, it's probably not right. So I think that's the biggest piece of advice that I could give, is just getting to where I am. I didn't have to shift who I was. I didn't have to change my style. I didn't have to change how I speak. I didn't have to change, you know, my ideas. I didn't have to change Terrika. And I think like that's probably why I feel more at peace, because I was able to get here. And I ain't all the way there yet. I still got some places to go, but I didn't have to change who I was to get here. And that feels really good.
Yeah, that's
you know, yeah, that's a word, that's a bar, and that's something that you've preached since I've met you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, you know, we try to tell other people, just being, and that's what we try to be here at Sports After Dark and After Hours, authentically, unapologetically ourselves. Like, you know, somebody gonna feel us. You understand?
Somebody gonna feel it. Somebody gonna feel it, and they're gonna bring us along. But until then, we're gonna see. We're gonna make it do what it do.
It's cool. You ain't gotta be everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah, like, exactly.
I ain't gotta be everybody's cup of tea. But those
you ain't gotta like me at all.
You know,
but you will respect me.
You will respect me.
But because you don't like me, that's probably why you still tuning in, because you need something to hate on.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You need something to hate on.
No, that's crazy, and that's kind of you know, we be getting that the Sports After Dark, getting the haters, but the haters still be tapped in, and we like, well, you know what, cool, it's all right. Haters help out in a way as well. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. So like I said, you on the hot seat, sis. You know that little kumbaya was cute just now. Oh, you know we do.
I already know how I go.
We do love you, but you know how we roll over here. So, we're gonna jump right into it. Lou,
what's up?
One of y'all want to start? I feel like
you want me to kick it off?
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, Terrika. I know
kick it off, Lou.
You big in the W, so you know I had to ask this question.
Oh shit.
With Caitlyn.
I don't know. I don't know what the language is on the show. Let me keep it.
Oh no, you good. You good. So, I mean, I've seen you post a couple times about Caitlin Clark and her fans in the W. the newly acquired fans, you know, they came over because of her, whatever. But we all know how her story started. Really, when like the recognition really turned up for her when she was in college, when her and Angel Reese and everything, like they need each other. I think we all can agree to that to take everything to the next level, they needed each other. So my question was, do you think the rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark is enough to push the W to the next level?
So that's a good question. But if I'm being honest, I feel like so there's rivalries and then there's rivalries, right?
Yeah.
Like, and so to me, the rivalry between Angel and Caitlyn is more a fan base rivalry than it is like actual rivalry, right? Mm-hmm. Number one, like when you think about rivalries, like real rivalries, like for example, it don't matter who or where you are in the world. If you're from Michigan, you hate Ohio because Michigan and Ohio State don't match.
That's a
if
fact.
You Carolina and Duke, it ain't gonna never change. Like they ain't gonna never mesh. If we going, NFL, anybody in the NFC, pick a team. It don't matter. Like it ain't gonna never mesh, right? Like those to me are rivalries. When I think about Bird and Magic, granted they have figured out their differences as they got older, but realistically, there's still some petty there. Like those to me are rivalries. That's not Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. They are a rivalry of fan bases, of popularity. And that's kind of why this is so interesting, because neither one of them have really done or accomplished anything in the WNBA to set any of them apart, because they've literally only been in this league for a month. So there's still so much left to them to be able to define who they are and what their legacies will be. So I do agree with the notion that as they continue to play each other and as they continue to like build this fun atmosphere around basketball, I do think that they can and will elevate the WNBA to the next level. But we just what I just continue to tell new fans and new people is like, listen, I don't care how you got here. Like, I don't care if it's Caitlin that got you here, if it's Angel that got you. I don't care how you got here. But now that you're here, before you jump head first into these full-fledged debate arguments with people like myself who've been covering this game for a long time, like, know your history, do your research, understand what you're arguing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really into boxing. I know a little bit, but I would look crazy jumping into an argument or jumping into a discussion with people who've been watching boxing for 20 years. Like, I don't know as much as you know, right?
Like somebody coming into boxing saying, "Oh, Shakir Stevenson or Tank, they the best boxer that ever boxed
ever," and you like,
and just throw away Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, like all of them.
You feel me?
Exactly.
Right. And I would even respect. I would even respect if someone says, "Hey, Caitlin Clark is the best basketball player I've ever seen, but I only just started watching basketball 2 years ago." Well, maybe she is the best basketball player that you've ever seen because you just started watching basketball 2 years ago. But to throw out the kind of conjectures that people have is where my argument is. And sometimes it gets a little twisted, right? Where people love to twist the stuff you say, don't they? They love to come up with their own little rationales for stuff you say. You like, bro, that's not what I said. So example, I'm one of the ones who said that it's going to take time for her to transition. Somehow the word transition has become synonymous with the word struggle. And I don't understand when that happened. Synonymous struggle and transition.
It happened when Elon took over X.
I was like, when did it happen?
Hey, Terrika, I said Caitlin was going to have her transitioning period. They said, I hate her. I was like, where did that come from?
Did I miss? Because I'm like, I've been Googling definitions. Like, is this like, because I was pretty sure that I was very, I thought that I had a good grasp of the English language. And in no way does transition period, time to jail, time to understand mean struggle. I don't believe I've ever heard anyone say she's going to struggle in the WNBA. Just simply, you don't come in the WNBA instantly doing dropping 30 points like you 33, 34. She ain't had a 34-point game since she's been in the league. You know why? Because the defense is different, because the speed is different, because the coverage is different, the expectations is different, the stuff is different. It's not the same. So she just need time to transition. And the good thing, guess what, y'all? She's doing it. Like, she's actively doing it. Every game you see her get better. Every time, like, she's been in a month now. We're starting to see her assist number go up. We're starting to see the team play through Aaliyah Boston. We're starting to see a difference because she's starting to get acclimated to
she had 13 assists the other night, right?
What? 17 and 13.
Yeah.
Beast mode. Like, that's
balling.
And Angel Reese went crazy that night too. 25 and 16. What?
26 and 16? Like, that's crazy. And then people have to also understand that Angel and Caitlin were drafted to two different teams with two different expectations. You know what I mean? And there's pressure being a number 1 overall draft pick, right? But folks just like to just twist our words and say that we saying stuff that we ain't said. So to answer your question, yes, I do think that they will help contribute to the elevation
to keep going.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, and back to the whole transition period, my argument was always when Wemby got into the NBA, he had a transition period. It was different than the overseas game. When LeBron came from high school to the NBA, he had a transition period. Granted, he had a really good rookie season. He had a transition period. It happens to all the greats. It happens to everybody. Like, that's just, no matter whether it's college to NFL, college to NBA, college to WNBA, whatever, there's always that transition period because the competition level is the best of the best now. Like, you
again, you didn't say she was going to struggle. You didn't say
I didn't say she was going to suck or none of that.
Right. Just there's a transition period. That's all it is. But you know what's crazy is, like, men can do that and it's not a problem, right? And then, of course, I'm one that's going to always talk about the elephant in the room because I don't care. The elephant in the room is she's a white girl. And so it is what it is.
That's the Terrika I knew was coming out. That's exactly what I was waiting on, right?
It is what it is. Like, people don't want to talk about race, but you can't tiptoe around a race conversation in a league that has not gotten the just due it deserves because it is a league that is predominantly Black and queer. And so because of that, they don't get the love that they deserve. So you have this person coming in who not only has a great skill set and can play, but she meets the requirements of proper society. She's white, she's straight, she's not ugly to look at, so she's very easy to market, and she's bringing a fan base with her. So she has all of the things in her favor, but for us to say that, people act like we're like starting World War III, and it's like, no, in order for us to address it, we have to acknowledge it. That's it. Like, we're just acknowledging what it is.
Those individuals who can't seem to come to the realization. That's
some
denial.
of these individuals too.
It's a lot of those too.
It is some of those individuals too.
It's a whole lot of those individuals.
But what I mean is that typically you don't know you got a problem because you can't even address that there's a problem.
There is a problem.
The point is, like you're saying, is she got everything going for her that's going to just push her to the next level. You know what I'm saying? My theory behind it is it had to be somebody. For the W, it was going to be somebody that come in and blow the top off of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. And to me, it was really a whole draft class. I mean, yes, Caitlin's that girl. We're not going to act like I have said on many occasions. She's that girl. She has brought eyes. She has been the main catalyst in catapulting it to another level. Not what people are saying on the internet, bringing it to light, bringing the W to light. And I'm like, what are y'all talking about now? We can say that there are levels. We can be honest about that and say, oh, okay, yes, it's her and Cameron Brink and Angel Reese and all these other and Aaliyah Edwards and yeah.
You know, throwing the Mystics in this conversation.
That's right.
I mean, Aaliyah Edwards is a baller, though.
Aaliyah Edwards is a baller.
Nah, I know. You know, I gotta take a shot at the Mystics.
It's not. Two things about this. One, she's not the first person that we've seen this happen to, right? When Stewie came into the league, did we not see the same thing?
We saw it go to another level.
And then when Sabrina Ionescu came into the league, there was another level. And honestly, I feel like the only reason why she didn't take off in terms of the way Caitlyn has now is simply because she got injured in her first 4 games and it was a bubble season. And so at that point, you can't really market or hype up a player that can't really play on the floor. So then there's that. And the next in line for that wasn't even Caitlyn. It was really Paige Beckers, but she also got injured. And then when she got injured and then decided to stay, there was that. But do you see the commonality? Mind you, in between all of those players, you've had Asia Wilson, Arike Ngumbawale, Jackie Young, Ryan Howard. You've had all these people come into this league that provide a similar, if not better or different type of skill set that also could have been marketed, that also could have taken it to the next level, but they didn't get that. So you have to ask yourself, well, why or what is the difference between what this individual brings and what these multiple sets of individuals have brought to the game? And there's only 2 things. They are more aligned. This certain set is more aligned with what Middle America deems societable, seems marketable, seems graceful, and that's it. And you're excelling at a game that is predominant. That's why people loved. I mean, Bird could ball. So I ain't about to act like Bird could ball. But I'm saying, like, when you think about the players in the NBA that have been successful, and then you think about the players that have been popularly named and talked about, it ain't necessarily that some of these white boys have been that spectacular, but you're playing in a league that is very different. If I was to enter figure skating and be a beast, I would be someone to be talked about, not necessarily because I would do something any different than any other figure skater would do. But how many Black women are just doing the damn thing in the figure skating world? So that's the point that's being made. And that's something that folks don't want to address, but we can't move forward unless we address it. And the more that people try to say, well, it's not about race, it's not about this, everything is about race. Sports Business Journal did a research in 2020. They did a study of how many times people's names were mentioned in the WNBA across articles and things that were written. They examined 500 articles, and in the 500 articles, 122 of the names were white players, were the Stewies, Sue Birds, the Sabrina Ionescu's, like all of those kind of players. 55 were Black women. Let that shit sink in.
Damn.
So it's not like we making it up. Like, we ain't tripping. It is what it is.
It is what
and shout out to Asia Wilson because she on her way to the 3rd MVP.
Hey, I say that's the female Tim Duncan right there. She's the female Tim Duncan in my eyes.
She's so cold though.
She's a beast. Asia Wilson is on a tear.
I ain't gonna hold you. Asia a beast, but Stewie a beast too.
Stewie
Stewie a beast.
Hey, I'm mad.
She MVP for a reason, bro.
I'm mad she
left MVP for a reason.
I'm mad she left Seattle, dog.
Yeah, Stewie's a problem for sure. You know, I mean, I'm a Liberty fan, so I love seeing Stewie do what she do. You know,
now y'all know I ain't about to hate on Stewie,
but you know,
I ain't hardly about to hate on Stewie.
but since we still,
I knew a brother.
But Asia deserved that MVP, huh?
I know she. Look, check it. I do that.
I'm not gonna lie. I voted for Alyssa Thomas last year, and to me, when you get the most first place votes, I feel like that means you supposed to win. But I mean, there it is. That was just me. Y'all ain't gonna hate on. Y'all ain't gonna act like Alyssa Thomas don't exist. But this year,
Alyssa Thomas is a baller.
Sure, Asia. This year, Asia is definitely leading the way, and everyone else has to knock her off.
She having a historical season. Like, it's something that's never been done in the WNBA that she's doing right now.
Yeah.
That's
how
a fact.
Fun is it? How fun is this, though, that we get to have this conversation about how many different women are just excelling? Like, this is what we're talking about when we talk about growing the game. This has not always been a thing. So it feels really good to just even be engaged in a conversation where not only are we discussing the various people and reasons who could be MVP, but like have a genuine and real conversation that's interesting. Like, that's how this game has elevated and where we've gotten, and that's great.
Hey, you know who's gonna take it to a next level though? Juju.
From Fight On University.
I can't wait for Juju.
I'll say it right now because you know I'm a USC W basketball fan.
I ain't gonna lie, like Juju, she remind me of Melo. Like, she give off Melo to me. Like, the way she could just score, it's just like, oh my God.
Like, and that was only year 1.
And it's Juju.
Like
she about to do the NCAA. She about to do them dirty this upcoming year. Her sophomore year. She's about to go crazy.
My boy, who lives up here, his daughter plays basketball. She about to go off to college or whatever. But he's seen Juju, Caitlin, and all of them like ball when they were younger because they've been at all those camps and stuff with them. And he was like, when he saw Juju, he already knew she was gonna be one of them ones. Like he already knew.
She's so good. She's so good.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I was in here talking to my sorority sisters at USC. I was like, "Hey, y'all need to go holler at Juju. Like, just throw it out there real quick."
Say throw a little.
Something real quick.
Well, since you were speaking on Alyssa Thomas, I gotta ask you about the Connecticut Sun.
Okay.
Now they're tied for the second best record in the WNBA.
We just beat them yesterday.
Hey, watch your mouth.
You know, we got the All-Star break coming up soon. How do you feel the Connecticut Sun has done going into the first half of the season? And what do you think they can improve at to finish off the second half of the season for title hopes for them?
What do I think they've done in the first half of this season is definitely put on a defensive clinic. I mean, minus yesterday where Seattle just did whatever they wanted to do. They have been the epitome of defense. And they've been that way for a few years now. But this year, like they know how to clamp down. They know how to get in players' heads. They make the hustle plays. Like defense is truly the identity of this team. And I love that. And that starts with Alyssa Thomas. It also, continues with Dejanay Carrington, who's in her fourth year and is leading, for me, most improved player.
He's a dog.
Oh gosh, she is just
a dog.
And so sweet, like and mad cool. Like she's just mad cool. She's so Cali. She's from San Diego. She's so Cali. It's crazy. But it's like you see her and you get that Cali vibe from her all immediately. But this team is defensive oriented, and it's really what had them start this season off undefeated. What they can improve on, they got to shoot the ball better. The offense has to get better. You listen to Coach White, and she says often, we can't trade twos for threes. We can't do that. And one of the reasons why she says that is because this team has struggled to find an offensive rhythm consistently. Like you wouldn't know it because you look at the score and like over half the teams they played, they won by 17 points or more. So in your mind, you're like, well, damn, they must be, out here blowing teams out. But then you look at the teams that they lost to. They lost to Seattle, they lost to New York, and they lost to the Aces, and nearly lost to Minnesota in overtime, but pulled that one out. But I say that to say, when they've played those teams have beat them not because they've out-defended them, but because they have scored. And they have scored at a high level. Las Vegas played the best game they played all season against Connecticut. So that further lets you know the type of energy that you get when you play in a Connecticut team. Like as much as they need to get the monkey off their back against Las Vegas and New York, those teams also come into Connecticut despite having the win. They know that CT is going to bring that defensive energy and they can't slack. You know what I'm saying? So they certainly have to find some perimeter shooting. DeWanna Bonner and Alyssa Thomas have to continue to lead that group offensively. But if they can figure out how to shoot, and they can figure out how to make those baskets count, man, they really look like a team that could win a championship at the end of the year.
That's one thing I really like about the Connecticut Sun. I was saying that last year about them. Like the way they play defense, you really got to be on your game offensively because they will take you out of a game. You got to make every shot count. No bucket comes easy. And like somebody said in the comments, Alyssa Thomas is a walking triple-double. Like every game.
Yeah.
Every game.
Yeah.
So it's
dangerous. Like she just doesn't have to score. Like she doesn't have to score to be effective. And when you get a player like that, like that's crazy. She can get you from, the assist column. She can get you from the steals column. She can get you from the rebound. She's leading the league in assists and she's a forward.
That's what I'm saying.
So she's Draymond Green of the WNBA.
Oh God. See,
minus the dirty.
I would say
could it be
minus the dirty, but I would also say it depends on who you ask.
It depends on who you are.
It depends on who you ask.
I'll be like, no, I be getting into folks on Twitter when they be trying to come for Lissa, calling her a dirty player. I be like, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, I don't think Alyssa's a dirty player. She just play hard. That's how I look at it. She's a competitor. That's what comes with the game.
Yeah,
I think we've been pacified, no pun intended, by the men's game. That when we see the women playing very physical, like
it's a complaint,
because we always ask for the refs to let them play in the men's game, but when we see the women actually being able to let them play, it's like
it's an issue.
Did y'all see
turn it back a little bit.
Y'all see how Angel and
Angel was talking trash to Shorty?
Remember they had to shoot off the ref?
When she said you always fucking talking shit or something
like No. I'm talking about when they was having a conversation, her and just yesterday, the girl that played that she was smoking.
Her and Alyssa was talking.
Yeah. And they had to shoo off the ref, like, calm down. Like, this is, and it's almost to me, speaking from the woman race, it's almost pretty offensive that you feel like we can't be physical, that we can't talk trash without you thinking it's going to turn into some catty bull crap. Like, I'm a ball player. That's what Monica said in Love and Basketball, damn it. And y'all need to listen to that, okay? Let them girls ball. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that movie's trash, by the way.
And I'm going to tell you what else it is, too. It's the fact that when people don't watch the game for real, they don't understand that this is not new, right? Like before I was an analyst, I was watching the WNBA. I'm from Detroit. I grew up a Detroit Shock fan. I specifically remember when Planette Pearson got at Candace Parker her rookie year like it was nothing, because that's what you did. That's how it was. I can recall the moments where Diana Taurasi walked. I remember when DT walked up on Simone and kissed her in the face. Simone just what? Oh my, what? That was the craziest thing. Like, but I remember that, and she did that to be irritating. Like, that's the kind of player she is. Now you tell me, now clearly Kobe donned her the white mom, but you tell me that ain't no Kobe foolishness, right? Like, now he ain't about to walk up and kiss no dude, but at the same time, y'all remember how he did the godfather of his children, Pau Gasol. So what do you mean? Like
at the Olympics, right? Where he just ran right there.
He act like he ain't even know Pau.
You don't play on my team, no nothing. I don't know who you are.
I don't know who you are.
You play for Spain, I play for the USA. Like, nah.
That's all I know.
That's period. And so and he gets applauded for those things, and people applaud them for that type of stuff. So I don't understand why when it comes to women, it has to be, well, you guys have to be a little less physical. Or for example, as we're talking about the rookies, taking it easy or quote unquote, letting them win. No, that's not how you learn in this league. Nobody is going to go easy on you. And so for folks to think like it's an attack on them, and it's not an attack on them at all. This is the physicality of this game. These, unlike other sports, like there are only 144 spots. That's it. And until these other two teams that we just got added to the league this year, Golden State Valkyries and the Toronto don't have a name yet, but until those spots open up 24 additional spots, that's all you got is 144. These women are not letting anybody come in and take, like you talk about Love and Basketball. What Phaedra say? You ain't gonna come in and take my spot, rookie.
Come on.
So at the end of the day, they're gonna bring every single. Y'all better ask Alexis Morris what happened. You walked into this league and thought that you was gonna let somebody was gonna give up their spot for you. DeWanna Bonner reminded her real quick. No, ma'am, that's not how this goes. So when you come into this league, you come in and you should already know in your mind, these women are grown women. They are physical. They are going to play to win, and they do not care who you are or what the media thinks of you. I know that folks want to go and talk about Angel and Alyssa when they got tied up, since we're talking about Connecticut. And if you paid attention through that game, Angel was giving Alyssa a time, okay? It wasn't just Alyssa. It wasn't just AT. Angel was giving Alyssa a time, and she had complained to the refs a few times about it. And when the refs didn't do nothing, she took it into her own hands. Did she take it too far? Absolutely. Was it a flagrant 2? Absolutely. But did she do that just because it was Angel Reese? Hell no. Because if it had been a vet, she'd have did the same thing. And that's one thing about Alyssa that I love. She's consistent. Like, she's not just playing physical because you're a rookie and she's jealous. She's playing physical because that's the brand of basketball she plays. And if you can't contend with that, you might need to go play in a different league.
Nah, that's real talk.
That's real right. I mean, Angel, she just got up and brushed it off anyway. Because, Angel, she from the hood, for real. Angel was
like, Baltimore in her. And to your point, they knew each other from Maryland because, I mean, they weren't there at the same time, obviously, but she would come back and talk to the team and all types of stuff. So they knew each other already. So it really wasn't personal. It was just, this is the brand of basketball we play. Caitlin figured that out too. Caitlin knows it too.
She's been saying it every presser that they're physical. They're not going to just let me run all over them. I have to grow and develop. The girl just want to play basketball and won't nobody let her.
But these grown ass men want to be Superman for her.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Let's shift to Angel Reese really quick, because I'm seeing some conversation on the timeline about the potential of her being an Asia Wilson. You haven't seen that?
I ain't seen it, but I ain't seen that.
But I seen some stuff about that.
She a double machine. Why not?
Double machine, though. But and the funny thing that killed me, when people were saying that Angel Reese's game wasn't going to translate to the NBA, and the WNBA, and I'm like, I don't know how y'all ain't see that. Like, he's a machine at rebounding the ball. Like, you can't teach that.
What they used to say about Kawhi, board man gets paid, right?
Yeah,
board man get paid. So Terrika, I'm gonna ask you, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that she could be the stature of Asia Wilson, multiple MVPs in the future, championships, bringing championships to the side? Yeah,
so that's what you mean. Because at first I was like, they don't really play the same kind of game.
For sure.
For me to try to like compare them in that way. Right. But in terms of success, I absolutely think that Angel Reese can bring that kind of success. And I look, I can't remember. Was it you, CeeLo? I can't remember who it was, but somebody tweeted about where you land, like where you land in terms of being a rookie and where you're drafted to plays a hell of a role with how you end up making your career, right? Where you are is very important. It don't always have to do with your skill set, right? I think Angel, even though she was projected to go somewhere different, I think even I thought that she might have ended up in Minnesota.
Mystics.
Oh God. Okay. But her ending up in Chicago was really like the best thing that could have happened, because number one, they had nothing. So there was quite literally no expectations. Like they only brought back one player from last year, and that was Marina Mabrey. And Dana Evans, right? But for the most part, in terms of their starters, Marina Mabrey was the only one starting last year who's starting this year. Other than that, this is basically a fresh new team. You got a fresh new coach. You have quite literally nothing at all to lose. So going to this Chicago team really gave you an opportunity to just make it your own. And she did that. Like, she's doing that. Unlike, and I hate to keep comparing her to Caitlin Clark, but I'm just comparing the situation. Unlike a Caitlin Clark, where you're going to a team that already has multiple all-stars. It's a team that was literally a few games away from making a playoff spot. So the expectation for you was to go to this team and quite literally elevate it to the next level. Angel had no expectations. So she gets the opportunity to really make this team her own, to make her game her own. She gets to do everything fresh with no pressure. She literally has nothing to lose. No matter what Chicago does this year, it's quite literally the best that we could have thought that they would do, because no one saw this team being where they are. And I think that is great for her. So yeah, does she have the opportunity to be a champion? Sure. Does she have the opportunity to win MVPs? Hell, she needs to be leading the pack right now for Rookie of the Year. So to be honest, she absolutely could be. Now, she ain't getting an MVP this year. Y'all, somebody on drugs if they saying that.
Yeah, but of course not. Of course not.
She ain't Candace Parker now. That's not happening. But yeah, absolutely. Like, in terms of success, She has all the time in the world to have a successful career, and I have no doubt that she's going to do that. But I do believe that when you talk about generational talent, A'ja Wilson is one of the ones. Like, she's not somebody that you just going to get to see day in and day out, year in and year out. Like, she is a very special player. It's why she has a statue outside of Columbia. It's a reason that, like, she is her. Like, so it's difficult to compare them two, but she certainly has the potential.
I got one more question, sorry. And then we're gonna flip it back to we'll go to Lou for your next question. But I do have another question. So I'm gonna end up giving 3, sorry. So I know we talked about earlier about Caitlin Clark getting better every game. You know what I'm saying? Fighting through. We all agree on this show that Shorty definitely got to hit the weight rooms. In this month break, go to the weight room, sis. Just go ahead and you don't let Sidra help you out on the weights because
yes.
But
that's why I'm glad she didn't make the Olympic team. Go get in that weight room.
Bruh, like for real, like we just talking like I don't even want to talk about that, but whatever. So right, go to the weight rooms, do what she got to do. We were having a conversation in our Sports After Dark chat in terms of her coach, and there is I'm thinking that her nor Leah Boston will reach the height or the potential we really are looking to see from them in the next 3 to 4 years with this same coach. Do you agree?
Oh, that's a tough one. I want to say yes and no, right? So hear me out. I don't think Christy Sides is a bad coach. I do think that to coach, okay, I don't know how to word it. So we have to keep in mind that Christy is a new coach herself, right? And by that, I mean, this is just her second year head coaching this Fever team, right? So that's number one. Number two, it is not easy to coach personalities because when you're coaching, you have to coach more than just what's on the court. You have to coach personalities. You have to coach media. You got to coach marketing. You got to coach all of that. Whether you want to believe it or not is your own affair, but it is the truth. You have to do that. So imagine being the coach who thought that you were kind of put in a position where maybe just 1 or 2 pieces here and we elevate to the next level, to now having to manage one of the biggest names and biggest stars women's basketball has seen in years, right? You can't make just plain decisions on what's best for the team, because once you do that, then you start getting the outside noise of people saying you need to be fired. If you bench Caitlin, then people are wondering why are you benching her, even though there are moments where she still has not played defense like a solid defense. There has been moments where she wasn't shooting the ball well. There were moments where she was a liability. So you put her on the bench, you hear critiques. Then you have the time where you put the ball in her hand and you give her too much, which means Aaliyah Boston's not doing much and you guys are not winning. So then you hear the critiques. Like there was no winning for Christy for a moment. I think Christy finally got to a point where she's like, we're going to do what needs to be done in order to win, and I need to block out the noise. I think that's what we've seen over the last 5 games. I also saw a clip here recently where she was talking in a huddle on yesterday, and Caitlin Clark kind of blew her off and turned around and was like, it don't matter. Now, I don't know what the conversation was, so I'm not saying that Caitlin was saying to Christy, it don't matter what you're talking about, but I'm saying you do have to have a level of ability to coach personalities as well as what's happening on the basketball court. And that's where I question Christy. I don't know if she has that. That was the same thing that I said about Vanessa Nygaard in Phoenix 2 years ago when she had to coach Skylar Diggins-Smith and Diana Taurasi and dealing with BG being over in Russia. Like there was so much other stuff going on outside of the X's and O's, and she was a new coach, that it was like, this may be a little bit too much to handle. Let's also add to the fact let's also add to the fact that you didn't get an opportunity to really coach at all for the first 12 games because your schedule was so crazy. You didn't have any time to practice, and every single game was on national television. That every error that your team made was under the microscope. At what point do they get a break, right? So I kind of felt bad for Christy while everybody was calling for her neck and calling for her head. Like, give her an opportunity to fill in and fit this team out before we start saying that she's not a good coach. She needs to be fired. Now we're seeing that 4-game win streak until losing to Chicago yesterday, but they're figuring it out. So I think we should pump our brakes a bit on saying let's fire the coach and really get a holistic view of everything Christy has to deal with on top of the X's and O's of basketball.
And that's one of the things I was going to say, because we remember the season started out crazy for them. Then they got that little break. It was like a 7-day break or something after having. And then
they came back and Kayla hit like 7 threes on the Mystics.
But that's what I was gonna say. Like where you saw.
I told her, I said, Caitlin gonna have her masterclass game
against the Mystics.
That's gonna be her breakout.
Oh, nah, you did say she was gonna drop 30 against the Mystics or something like that.
I said it. I knew it was coming. I said it. I knew it was coming. But you're right.
But we saw when they actually had that, was able to have practice, because we remember off season ain't that long. Like that little break
that's
between
what we've
the draft
been talking about
and
too,
getting into the season, it ain't that long.
Yes.
It's 2 weeks, and then you playing real games.
Yeah.
And then you have a game or you have a schedule where your first 11 games is crazy. You don't get no break or nothing. You don't get to work with them or anything. But then when she started realizing, let's play through Aaliyah Boston.
Yep.
Play through Aaliyah, they start winning games.
Yeah.
Caitlin's game started coming along.
That was my issue. Exactly. That was my issue, that they wasn't playing. So that I agree with what you're saying, Terry, because at first I was like, yeah, this coach got to go. She can't figure it out. Like, why is you not initiating Aaliyah Boston with the offense? I think you should be initiated through Aaliyah and then run the pick and roll with Caitlin. Now you're starting to see where they run the pick and roll, Aaliyah kicking it to somebody else, they kicking it to another shooter. The offense looks more fluid now. So it's like, I get what you're saying. It's like, calm down and let her
cook.
Let her cook.
Yeah, because there's other outside influences that she got to deal with, and everybody ain't cut to deal with that. And I think it took her a minute. Plus, the team got some rest after they went through that 12-game streak. They had 5 days off. That 5 days off was amazing to be able to chill. Maybe have some actual practices where you can do some actual, simulation, make some adjustments. That's important too. But she's got to learn how to manage personalities. She's got to learn how to manage the noise. And I don't know. And the truth is, if she continues, if the star power that Caitlin Clark has, I'm not one who really likes to continue to compare the WNBA to other sports, especially the NBA. But sometimes you have to in order to make sense for people who might not quite understand. But that's where I am right now with the Lakers. I ain't saying that JJ Redick won't be a good coach. I don't know what kind of coach you're gonna be, but I am saying the expectation for you ain't gonna be the same if you were coaching Orlando than when you're coaching LeBron. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even gonna say Orlando because Jamal Mosley got them boys balling. But regardless of who, if you walk into Detroit right now, I'm a Pistons fan. We stink. We ain't got no coach. So
sugar.
Now, so you gonna kick your girl while she down?
Girl,
that's what you gonna do. You gonna kick me while I'm down?
I'm a Wizards fan. I'm a Wizards supporter.
I mean,
you're a Wizard. No, she's a Clizzard. She's a Clizzard.
What is that?
Don't listen to them, Terrika. Don't listen to nothing they say. Don't listen to nothing they say.
She a Clippers and Wizards fan, so she's a Clizzard.
I like more than one team.
She's a Washington Clizzard fan.
I like Paul George.
Okay, that's fair.
She's a Los Washington Clizzards fan.
That's crazy. That's fair. You listen. You got to do them like how I do them. You got to do them like how I'm doing in football. I'm a Colts fan, but I'm a Lions supporter because it's home.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
It's home. But anyway,
what's up, AB? Talk about sugar.
What you mean? You didn't know I was a Colts fan? I have a Colts
No.
Of course, I know you're a Colts fan.
Oh, I was like, what are we doing? Yeah, okay, but the point that I'm making is Christy just got to learn how to manage. Right. She got to learn how to manage personalities as well as managing the team. And I think if we allow her time, she will figure it out. If they get into the postseason this year, all of that fire the coach stuff is gonna be out
It's
the
gonna
window.
go out the window.
It's gonna be gone.
Go out the window.
Right. Yep. And the people who started that fire the coach stuff, honestly, were majority Caitlin Clark fans. To be honest, they just didn't like. They were talking about fire her and get Lisa Bluter. Get Lisa Bluter. Don't do that. Like, don't do that. Like, what are we doing here? But yeah, she'll be fine. Give her time. She'll be fine.
Cool.
Okay. All right.
You mentioned NFL, so I think this will be a great time to transition because
Lord,
pick your brain a little bit with some NFL before we let you go. I guess I'll let your homeboy. You know what I'm saying?
Homeboy, you know what time it is. You know what time it is.
You see the picture back there. You see Jonathan Taylor back there.
I'm in my office. So all of my stuff is downstairs in my game cave. I'm in my office right now, so I got a little sorority stuff up, but the game cave, that's where it's popping.
Okay, that's for the shoe down there. It's for the shoe down there in the game cave.
Oh man, it's half. So my husband's an Eagles fan, y'all. So
damn, that's bad too.
I gotta split half my stuff. So half the basement is Eagles. At half the basement is all his teams. It's like Eagles, Sixers, Phillies, whatever. And then the other half, I just be like, yeah, whatever. And then the other half is the real stuff. You know what I'm saying?
See? That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do, Terrika. That's what I want to do in our basement.
Giving her too many ideas.
I said he wants the man cave to be all his, and I said
no. See,
so what I say,
you gotta nip that in the bud. You can't even call it a man cave. It is a game cave.
I love that.
So what I say is the majority of San Francisco should be in there because they own y'all.
So that means I can have Lakers and Niners stuff because she don't really got a basketball team.
I mean, she do, and
that's all right.
Neither one of them have won championships.
See, Terrika, you was cool until you brought that split into it, because now I gotta allow.
I'm just saying, you can't see what happens is when you get with a woman who likes sports and not just like sports, not just like, oh, this is cute, I like going to a game. No, I mean like die hard. We'll argue with you. We'll debate with you. We'll go to toe with the best of them because we don't play no games about what we don't play no games about, and we know our team. We know your team too. You can't just have no man cave. That's a game cave because we coming in there to watch the game too. If you in the kitchen and I'm already on the couch, you got to bring me a beer because you already in you're in there. You know what I mean? What I gotta get up for?
Hey, listen, hey, young, it's a gift and a curse because y'all know how AB squared be.
You feel me? I know how she be.
Me and AB squared, she a Cowboys fan. My girl a Cowboys fan, and we'd argue for 3 hours about Michael Parsons. Like,
it's like you only got to deal with that like once every 4 years. We didn't play the Cowboys the last 3 years.
Terrika,
yeah, that's a fact.
Terrika like Michael.
I don't got no beef with Micah, but I know he really want to be an Eagle.
Hey, young, I had to deal with it. What was it, last year or the year before last? When we got AR, I had to deal with it. But at that time, I was cheering for the Cowboys to beat us because I needed a higher draft pick.
Yeah, see, this is where me and you always bump heads. I'll be like, bruh. There's only one team. Like they're as a Colts fan, but like keep in mind, like we've been Colts fans forever. I've been a Colts fan my whole life, pretty much. Like I was just always taught don't hate Detroit because I grew up in the Barry Sanders era, right? So it don't matter who you cheered for or who your team was. There's just no possible way you could hate Barry. So we definitely gave the Lions love in my household. But my dad was a Baltimore Colts fan, so that's how I became a Colts fan. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So it just kind of trickled down. With all of that being said, though, the only team that I like I'm talking about despise to the point where if I was blessed to have a son and he was good enough to play in the NFL, I would pray every day, do not let my son get drafted to this team. And that is the New England Patriots. And keep in mind, I live in Connecticut. And so I am surrounded by New England Patriots. And I'm just like, all y'all could burn.
Hey, Terrika.
I hate this man so much that I can't stand this man so badly that as a reporter 2 years ago, I will never forget this. 2 years ago, I was covering the Aces in Connecticut, and they were playing in Las Vegas. And Tom Brady was out there for a charity golf tournament on Memorial Day. And my producer got in my ear and said, "Hey, Terrika, Tom Brady's sitting courtside. See if you can get an interview." And I was like, I know he's sitting courtside because he in my damn way. I can't see. So a good 5 minutes goes by and he's like, "Yo, T, like, is he good with the interview?" And I was like, "I ain't asked him." So he like, "No, what are you doing?" I ain't fine. I ain't trying to get in trouble. So I walk towards Tom, and before I can get to his chair, mind you, it's like he's like right here, and I'm like right here. So before I could take the step to get to his chair, another reporter from a different outlet, I guess a local outlet, was like, "Hey, do you think Tom would talk to us at halftime?" And I overheard Tom say, "Hey, I'm really just here to watch. I wanted to remain about the girls, about the women on the court. So I would prefer not to do any media." Now, on the surface, you would think, "Oh, that's such a great thing to say." But I told my producer, I was like, "See, he don't even want to do no interviews. That's why I don't like Tom. He come out here. He ain't trying to show us nothing. He ain't trying to show the W no love, man. Forget that man."
So I just want everybody to be clear,
Hey.
okay? Because this is where me and her butt heads right here. You know what I'm saying? And see, I was gonna spare you, but you brought them up.
Show did, because you put it in the atmosphere.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey.
That's right. You brought it up. You know, listen, I'd be hurt too if Peyton couldn't beat Tom all them damn years.
Hold on. That's not what it was. That's not what it was. Because we have a good record against Tom Brady. Peyton has a good record, especially in the playoffs against Brady or whatever.
Let me tell you something.
So that ain't what it was.
Is the GOAT that y'all thought ain't the GOAT that it is.
We lost to other teams, not Tom Brady.
And I said what
Remember
I said. Okay. And I knew she was gonna be upset about it, because and then right, you don't like Michigan, like the college team. She can't stand.
I'm a Michigan. Look at where's all my stuff downstairs. I'm a Michigan State fan, so I hate Michigan. So I'm a State fan, so I hate Michigan. So guess where
That's another reason.
Guess where he went to college? See, it's mint. It's in the soul.
It's in the soul.
Who did I tell somebody the other day? They asked who was the Colts rivalry. I said it ain't nobody in the AFC South.
It ain't nobody in the AFC.
It's the Patriots.
It's the Patriots.
That's our rivalry. We're in the same division at one point in time.
Same division. Yep.
Before we went to the South, we was in a division with the Patriots.
I thought you would have been a Wolverines fan being from Detroit.
Oh no, I am a Michigan State Spartan.
Fandom.
So you was rocking with Kirk Cousins and Le'Veon Bell and all of that.
Rocking with Kirk, rocking with Le'Veon. Like it's crazy. Like we're like the northern version of Alabama. We can breed some running backs now. Like I don't know.
That is a fact.
You can get nothing else out of Michigan State. You can get a good back.
You can get a running back. That's a fact.
You can get a big back up out of Michigan State. That's
a fact.
All right, what's your question, Lou? What's your question?
Yeah, so my question is about our Colts and our beloved quarterback Anthony Richardson. So besides staying healthy, what are your expectations at AR this year?
I just really want him to work on his footwork. Number one, I think if he can work on his footwork, we can do something, because he clearly is shifty. He clearly has the natural talent, but you really need him to mold that natural talent to be just a little bit more mechanical with his footwork. So that's number one. And his accuracy. Dude got an arm. He can throw. I love it. I love to see it. But again, you got to kind of shift out of that natural ability a little bit and just get a little bit more skill in terms of mechanics. Get your So ultimately, I really want to see him get his mechanics down. If he can do that, I feel really good about where we are. Like in my head, if we could have been a game away from a playoff position with Gardner Minshew, we could be all right.
The guy who turned around backwards and ran backwards before. That guy.
That guy.
I was sick.
That guy. Yeah. And to be honest, we didn't even miss I'm not even gonna relive this moment, but we really didn't even lose a position in the postseason because of Gardner Minshew. We lost because my dude Jonathan Taylor was running down everybody's throat. I mean, Jonathan Taylor was balling so bad in this game that you could have told every man on the line, we about to get a ball to JT, and he about to run right there, and they still wouldn't have stopped him.
That's
and
a fact.
instead, we decide to pass.
I'm not mad at it
We decide
because the play before JT ran out of bounds when I feel like he could have put his head down and kept going, but it is what it is.
I think it was another game that cost y'all too. That was blind.
The Browns game.
Absolutely, that's the game I was talking about.
Where the refs cheated us.
Where the refs
game?
Yeah, we're going to call the spade a spade. That was probably the worst game I've ever seen in my life. I text Lou on the side. I said, Lou, I ain't even a Colts fan, but I'm heated watching this game.
But what is happening here?
Like this is sad, bro. This is sad.
The fumble that EJ Speed caused should have been a fumble.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was insane. And then that pass interference, that was the worst pass interference I've ever seen called in my life.
I'm having flashbacks. But honestly, yeah, like that's the biggest thing. I think if AR can just get his mechanics down, we'll be in a good spot. I think the other thing that I would really love to see this year is I really want Michael Pittman to remember that he is a wide receiver 1. I want him to remember that he's the guy, because when he remembers that he's the guy and he plays like he's the guy, he plays really well. But too often he forgets that he's the guy. And when he forgets that he's the guy, he does stupid stuff. He goes missing. He doesn't run routes effectively. He acts like he can't like he can't shake defenders at time. It just blows my mind because he's so much better than that. So to me, I'm hoping that in this offseason that there's been some kind of connection or contact between Pittman and AR-15 so that they can that's my little nickname, AR-15. Y'all like that? I like that.
Girl, and calling him that.
Anthony Richardson, AR-15. You know the good. Never mind.
We know,
but young
respectfully, we know one AR. Let's not do this.
We're not talking about.
He on his way out. We got a new
I call him AR-5, so I get it.
It was I say 15 just to be funny because of the actual. But because he got a gun, you know what I'm saying? He got his arm. He got a gun.
Yeah, he got a can for sure.
I really like Anthony Richardson. I told you that when y'all drafted him.
That's what I was going to ask y'all. How many times did I tell y'all if he works on his footwork, his accuracy will be impeccable?
Yeah, that was the first thing you said, Lou.
If his footwork is consistent, even before we draft him, if his footwork is consistent, we there. We in there.
We in there. I feel really good about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
And I feel like y'all are dark horse to win y'all divisions, specifically because of what y'all did do last year with Gardner Minshew at quarterback. For y'all to finish off 9-8 with a backup quarterback, it says a lot about how good Shane Steichen is as a coach.
Yeah.
And if AR is around the whole year, I wouldn't be surprised if the Colts won the division.
How's your husband feel about that, by the way? That we got Shane Steichen.
Yeah,
he about that?
He wasn't upset, but it was very evident how important he was to that Eagles team. It was incredibly evident. But I will throw this out there too, though. I don't like C. Lou already mentioned. I don't really rock with the AFC South, but I don't really feel like I got no real rivals in the AFC South because it don't hit the same. Realignment just didn't hit the same, right? But I will say I have a large disdain for the Texans, and they didn't help me last year because they looked really good. And if they looked that good with a rookie quarterback this year coming in, we really got to make sure we handle business because they're going to be a dangerous team to look out for. I knew once DeMeco Ryan was going to be their head coach that he was going to bring like a defensive intensity, that was going to be the focus. But I really didn't expect that team to they're another one, sort of like how we were talking about the Chicago Sky earlier, just coming into the season with no real expectation. Like that was the Texans. They ain't had no real expectation. Rookie coach,
playing with house money.
Just playing with house money, but they made damn good on it, right? And so whatever we do on our end, we just need to make sure we don't sleep on the squad in Houston because they are going to be for real, in my opinion. And certainly a team I think needs to be on the lookout across the league, coming into next season. You definitely got to put them up there as a team to be a true contender for real.
Just remember, they'd never beat Anthony Richardson.
You ain't get no argument from me, bro.
and historically, we own them, no matter how good they are. Historically,
we do.
That's why it's no rivalry in the AFC South because
we own everybody.
They little brother.
We own everybody.
We big bro.
Oh, brother, this is just This mid team just bragging like this is insane to me.
Oh my God. You really gonna be the ones to say a mid team is bragging.
Yeah.
I mean, we have more championships in the past 30 years than y'all do.
All right.
We have more believable championships than they do because
I'm not allowed. We don't gotta keep talking.
Hey, Terrika, we'd have been to the Super Bowl more than they've been in the past 30 years, if we being honest.
We lost it, but we was there.
We was there.
How many people vote to move on from the NFL talk? Let me know in the comments. Just let me know in the comments if y'all rather move on, because I'm okay with it. I'm okay with moving.
You gotta know they're gonna be ready to shoot at the Cowboys, man. You gotta know.
Well, I mean, you call us mid, like what we supposed to do?
You gotta
sit there
be ready
and be like,
for that.
all right,
You know
cool.
like,
I don't even got no beef with the Cowboys, to be honest. I ain't got no beef.
I wanted to ask you. You know,
I ain't got no beef with the Cowboys. Only person I got beef with on the Cowboys is CeeDee Lamb. I got beef with CeeDee Lamb.
Why you don't like CeeDee Lamb?
I got beef with CeeDee Lamb. I like CeeDee Lamb, but I got beef with him because he be destroying my fantasy. He be destroying my books. He be destroying every time. CeeDee Lamb is the reason that I lost $3,000.
Oh dang!
Let's be clear. I didn't put up $3,000, but I would have won $3,000 had I. It was a $5 bet, and all I needed was 2 touchdowns from CeeDee Lamb.
What game was this?
He had just had like 2 the game before. They were playing Washington, so the Cowboys. So in my mind, I was like, "Oh,
you about to cash out."
So my parlay was I needed the Cowboys to score a defensive touchdown. They did that in like the first 2 minutes of the game. I said, "Oh, okay, these came to play today. All right, cool." I needed Dak to throw over 270 something yards. He threw for like 3 something. I was like, "Bet I'm about to get this money." I needed CeeDee Lamb to get me 2 touchdowns. My man got to the end zone, and when he got in the man got in the red zone, and when he got in the red zone, Dak was like, "So, who else is open?" Didn't get a touch in the red zone.
Hey, guess who would never do that to you? Guess who would never do that to you?
Did you needed 2? You bet for 2 touchdowns. Did he score at all in that game?
He didn't score at all because he didn't get a touch in the red zone. Didn't get a touch. I mean, he would get to the red zone, and then once we got to the red zone, Dak went every which way but his. You know who else I don't mess with because they act like that? Jalen Hurts. Every time I need Jalen Hurts on my parlay to actually score a touchdown, my man never scores a touchdown. But when I don't have him on my parlay to score, he out here scoring 5. So from that moment on, I don't rock with CeeDee Lamb when it comes to gambling. I don't rock with Jalen Hurts when it comes to gambling. Y'all got that.
I see. Look, everybody got a list. Everybody got a list of who they.
That's true. Everybody got a list of I'm not putting them on.
I'm not betting no money.
For me, it's more of the NBA. Them jokers over in the oh my life.
For me, it's Caillou.
I think I have betted, and maybe out of I can't even tell how many bets I've placed for the NBA since betting has been legal in my state. Probably I've won maybe 1 or 2, and I have put in hundreds. It's the NBA hate me bad. And you know what else, Terrika? I only win for NFL when I'm using the free bet money. When I'm betting my own money, I never win. But if I sign up for a new sports book, I win all the time. And I'm like, okay, God, so you just don't want me to use my own money? Cool. But why don't you free bet? It's always I have learned over the last several years, and I've been sports betting for a while now, and I typically only sports bet on football. I don't do it on the WNBA because it feels like insider trading, and it just doesn't feel right. So it just doesn't feel right.
I feel that.
I don't really and I want my integrity in place, right? I don't want to be out here like wow. So I don't bet on WNBA or women's college basketball. I don't bet on those, but I definitely will bet hard on the NBA, on NFL, and I usually do pretty well, just using intuition, common sense, things like that. But I'm telling you, CeeDee Lamb and Jalen Hurts have lost me more money. Like, and listen, I'm to the fans out there watching, people y'all, I am a cheap gambler. I'm not spending more than $20. That is my max.
Girl, that's me.
Don't ask me if you put no $100 down. The hell,
That's me. That's me.
$20 is my max. If you
Yeah.
ask me for 25, it got to be a real good parlay for me to
Yeah.
even think
Yeah.
about it.
So I'm look, hey, look, Terrika. So look, I $5 and I'll build some type of 10-12 parlay. I'm trying to hit big. I'm trying to turn that $5 into 500,000. I don't know how, but I need to turn these $5 into 20 to 500.
Hey, at
I need half
least
a
y'all
million.
ain't as bad as some people I know who will bet like 30 cents on a bet. Like they ain't gonna.
Oh yeah, man. I ain't.
Oh yeah. That's pretty bad. That's pretty
Betting
bad.
30 cents to win $2 is insane.
Yeah.
Nah, they put like 30 cents to win like 1,000 because they make some crazy ass parlays.
But people be hitting them Johns. That'd be the craziest
Yeah,
part.
some of them be hitting, some of them be hitting.
God, I see what you do for others.
See, I saw what you did for JJ Redick. You can do it for me.
All right, so we are itching towards time. We having a great damn time though. I already knew this was gonna be a good vibe with you, Terrika. Do anybody have any other questions before? Because I know I got another question. Shooter, you got a question?
Yeah, I have one more for you. Since you're a Detroit Pistons fan, so gotta ask you about Monty Williams.
I'm stressed.
Y'all have a head coaching position. I believe that's open. Who do you feel like could come in and kind of, I guess, try to change the aura for Detroit basketball with the people that are open? Or do you have somebody that's a dark horse that you feel like that could come in and help change things?
To be honest, I would love to see Sam Cassell get an opportunity to be a head coach, and why not come to the Pistons, right? Again, it's a spot where you really won't have any expectations because nobody is expecting nothing for real. And you have a chance to really play with some solid guys. Like, Jaden Ivey is a solid player. Cade Cunningham, granted, he's been injured, but outside of that, like, dude can give you 25, 27 a night easily, right? 30 for real on a good night. Like, the talent is there. There's conversations about them bringing back Tobias Harris. And although Tobias didn't really do what people expected him to do over this last postseason in Philadelphia, he'd be an amazing addition to a young Detroit team that could use a veteran voice, that could use a guy with some experience. And we got the space to eat the cap money, even though you just gave Monty Williams like $80 million for whatever 4 years he got left. My man coached 1 year, made the worst kind of history that you could make in the NBA, and still left with a bag. Like, God,
Cash out.
I'm gonna be patient, but man, like, what am I doing wrong? Like, you mean to tell me I ain't got to do a job well and I can get paid? This is crazy.
Hey, Cade is somebody I would never put on my parlay either.
Cade, see.
And I like Cade. Cade.
That's the other thing too. I don't put my teams on my parlay because it don't matter how I can't be real. I cannot be realistic about my teams. Like, in my mind, we will undefeated, even though I know we not. I'm just saying, like, in my mind, we gonna win every game. So, but I think Sam Cassell is somebody who's been an assistant for a while. He's been like the guy that's kind of been in the wings waiting for an opportunity. And Detroit would love him and would embrace him. So I think if anybody would be a dope person to consider, it would be him. Now, I think I heard some rumors that they might have been looking at some people in the Wizards front office, and I'm like, why would you do that? So, girl, that's the face I made. I was like, why would you do that? What are we doing?
All the Wizards know how to do is trade away talent.
Yeah. And they win titles when they leave.
Actually, I think what I actually read was that our former GM Troy Reaver was joining the Wizards. I think that's what I read. So good luck with that.
Yeah, ready. Thanks. Thank you so much.
You got it.
So look, man, you were incredible as usual. We really, really appreciate you for tapping into Sports After Dark After Hours. Thank you for making the time because your schedule is slammed. You have so much going on in the future, stuff off the court as well. So I'm going to end asking you, talk to us about your current projects, and if you can, drop a little bit about your future projects. I do see we were out in Vegas at the same time, but we weren't able. I know we weren't able to link, but you have a new show. It's GFY, right?
So I did have a new show. It was called the GFY show.
Okay.
But it's just a pilot. So we will see what happens with that. However, you can always find me in the WNBA space. That's where I am. I'm an analyst for CBS Sports, so I'm often on CBS HQ or sitting at the desk on CBS News Network, talk during college basketball season, so you can always find me there. I'm hosting the WNBA Spaces on X every Monday throughout the course of the season, so you can definitely tap in with us to hear me and a couple of some excellent voices in the WNBA world talk about the week of whatever it is. This week we were talking about the Commissioner's Cup, so you can definitely always catch me there. And then, of course, I am the sideline reporter for the Connecticut Sun, so you can definitely catch me on the sideline. Every once in a while, I get an opportunity to serve as the in-game color analyst. I'll be doing that game on Wednesday against Washington, against the Mystics, but y'all won't hear me because I'm only in the Connecticut market. So they know not to put my shenanigans on national TV. They would get us shut all the way. They're like, no, you are road games only, man. So there is that. But at the end of the day, follow me at She Knows Sports on X. You can follow me at She Knows Sports _ on Instagram. Just holler at me, man. I'm me.
Nah, it's funny because what was it? Some guy was on there talking about, oh, I don't know who she is. She's just a fan or something like that. Was under one of your comments talking something. And it was like, bro, a simple Google search.
Yeah.
You would see, like,
I'm a very humble individual. Like, I don't just walk around, like, hey guys, I'm on CBS, I'm on TV. Like, I don't walk around like that, right? But at the same time, quite literally, you can type my name in Google and find out who I am.
That's real.
So when
That's real.
Like,
hey, everybody in the comments was cooking, bro. Like,
sir, like,
yeah, what we doing here? What we doing?
What we doing,
dog?
Well,
It was funny.
Oh, it was dude tried to say, oh my God. And it was crazy because he typed in somebody named Terrika like Brown or something. I was like, who is this person? Like, my name is my name. Like, what? How did you miss that?
Nah, that's kind of crazy.
Bro, Google was broke that day.
People really, really never cease to amaze me on that Bluebird app turned black. That joint black for real now. That joint a little hood. I ain't gonna lie to you. But again, Terrika, we thank you so much for tapping in, man. Y'all heard her. She dropped her handles and where you be able to find her. We got to make sure you come into our playbacks every now and then because we all want playback and we got the group, the community, the audience there. And I think that you would love that environment.
You gotta come to the AFC South.
I'm about to say, I think she got to make an appearance for the AFC South.
Oh, right. Yeah, I will kick you the link because right now we're in the middle of our NFL State of the Divisions where we highlight each division and we have each a couple of representatives from the divisions, from the teams talking. We go through schedules. We talk about best players in the division. It's a big thing. Folks love it. So I think that's not this one, but the next one we'll be doing the AFC South. So we'll make sure we keep you the link.
Maybe it is the next one. Yeah.
I'll definitely tap in.
Yeah, we appreciate you. We appreciate y'all. It's almost 300 of y'all watching this bad boy. And we appreciate every single one of y'all for tapping in. Again, make sure that you like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow each Sports After Dark page, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, wherever platform you love to frequent. We are likely there. We ain't on Facebook. We gotta get a Facebook. That's for the aunties and stuff, though. I love Facebook.
That's for the OGs.
I love Facebook, though. I love Facebook.
I hate Facebook.
That's for the OG.
Yeah, that's for the OGs.
That's for the OG. So yeah, make sure that y'all tap in. Again, Terrika, we appreciate you. Continue doing your thing. Have a great rest of the WNBA season. We will talk to you soon. Y'all know the vibes. In the meantime, in between time, see y'all on the timeline. We're gonna let Wes, of course, take us out.
To be honest, I'm Giannis inside of game 6. Dropping 50 and dunking over your main. Earnhardt Jr. when I'm deciding the lane switch. Tell them people that I'm on top of the game. Manifested my future by spewing all of my pain. Carry my own umbrella, surviving treacherous rain. Landed on higher, learning.